You wanted to throw this flash across the room because you couldn't get it to talk to the other flash in the camera. Said that if you had a video, just something quick you could refer to, that, all would be okay in the world. Well, here it is. Hi everyone, welcome to Pal2Tech. Godox makes what I think to be the best overall affordable speedlight gear that you can get for your Fujifilm cameras. It's the TT685F, as in Fujifilm, and this speedlight will talk directly to your Fujifilm camera. It will also wirelessly connect with other Godox speedlights, and it allows for high-speed sync for up to 1/8000th of a second shutter speed. This is a great $99 investment for a third-party speedlight for your Fujifilm camera. Now, that being said, I find that the user interface on this flash, the menu, the buttons, how they're labeled, and just trying to remember how to connect one flash to another to be incredibly confusing and not at all intuitive. Maybe everyone else on planet Earth has no problem with these menus, but they really trip me up, so this video is for me, right? So basically you have three modes that you can toggle through using this button right here. The first is regular TTL mode. The second mode is where this speedlight can act as a controller for other groups of speedlights that you have, right? So when you press it again, you get a slave mode where this then acts as a slave flash to a main flash. So really, these are the three modes right here. To get this flash working on the camera really quickly, make sure you have it on TTL. Then on the mode button over here, you can choose manual, multi, or TTL. I'll just leave it on TTL for now. Now, what I do is I go into the settings of the camera, into the flash icon right here, into flash function setting, and when you don't have a flash connected to the camera at all, and the camera is not talking to the flash, it has an M right there. So when we put the flash on, watch what happens as I'm putting it on. Watch the menu. There it goes, you see that? Okay. Now the Fujifilm camera is talking to the flash. And literally the speedlight should fire off the moment I press the shutter release. Let's see. Perfect. So now you know how to quickly get one of these things on a camera for immediate through the lens shooting. Now, an option to get the flash off the camera, but where you're still connected to the camera and you could hold the flash out, say at an angle, is to connect it with a compatible cord. I use this cord right here. This is the eTTL cord for, and look at that, look what it says, Canon, okay? Don't let that scare you. This cord will work with this flash on a Fujifilm camera. At least it works great for me. I haven't had any problems with it. While you're connecting this stuff up, it's always a good idea to go into the flash mode, into flash function setting, and watch what's going on this screen, because you'll see the second that it connects. So right now I've got it on there. I'm gonna lock this down just like this, okay? And I am going to connect it to the flash. If I just put this on like this, nothing's happening. Look at that, it says M. You see that? It says M on the back of it. So what's the problem? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I need to turn it this way. Okay, let's try it this way. There we go. There it is. It's connected. Okay. And now using this cord and this flash, I have a little bit of an off-camera angle that I can use. So if I want to take a picture right now of Gear Iguana, I could put the flash up here and then just do this. Ideally, you're going to want to get your flash further away from your camera, not using a little cord like that, but further away so that you can have any kind of flexibility in positioning your light source. Now, there's two ways that these flash units can speak to each other. One of them is using a wireless signal that we'll set up in a minute. The other way is using what's called an optic secondary flash, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So you take the first flash, stick it in TTL, put it on the camera, verify that it's working. Okay, so you have one flash on the camera. Now take your other TTL 685, and what I do is I press the button right underneath the little Z right here. I press that a couple of times until I get to, the TTL mode right here. If I press the mode button, you gotta press this button over here, mode button, to put it into manual, and then there's a little S1 and S2. Do you see that right there? I'm gonna press and put it in S1. Now it's in S1. And what's happening here is optically, there's a sensor right here that's picking up the flash that's coming from this one. And the minute that it sees the flash light, right, that come out of here, it goes, oh, I got a flash. And it flashes. And because light travels so fast, you know, it works. It just works great. See, watch this. See that? I don't like to use the optic secondary flash though, because there is a risk of there being some obstruction blocking it or it not always sensing the light that's coming out of here. It's not a completely reliable way to control a secondary flash. So what I far prefer to do is simply to connect these two together wirelessly. For the purpose of this demo, I will have the main speed light on the camera. The secondary one will be off camera. First, I set up the secondary one, and here's how I do it. If you look at the back of the flash, it just shows TTL. You see that right there? So what I do is I press the Z button, you know, I call it the Z button right here, this one right here, to toggle it to the next one, there. Slave. You want it to say slave on the back. Now, take note of the channel. You have channel 5 and you have group A. You see that? That's important because both of these speed lights need to be on the same channel and they need to be in the same group. So right now, I have the secondary one on channel 5 and I have it in group A. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is press, you see the mode button right here? You see how you can change it from manual to multi to TTL. You see that? I'm going to keep it on TTL. So I've got it on TTL, channel 5, slave mode in A. Now you go to the main flash. On the back of the main flash, you need to press that little Z button right here to get out of TTL to toggle it to the screen that has these groupings right here. Now, if you see these little 3 lines, you see these lines, that means that it's off. Those groups are off and there will be no communicating done between these 2 flash units. You have to turn them on if you don't see them on. So for example, group A is off. Do you see that right there? It's off. So to turn it on, what you need to do is press the group button. Boom. And then with this dial, you can rotate through the different groups. You see that? So if I go to A, now how do I turn it on? You would think that once you select it, you could then press set and then rotate this and change it. No, you can't. This is horrible usability. Here's what you need to do. You want to go to this button over here. You want to go to this one. This is called mode. Press it once. Then you get to this screen. Then you have the group up here that corresponds to this button right here. Okay, press that button and it toggles between the various groups. So choose A, that was the one we're using, see that? Once it's highlighted, then rotate the select dial. Boom, to turn it on, just like that. Then you press set. Now you go back and you press mode again to get out of this screen. There, you see that? But remember, we had this flash in TTL, so I'm going to put it in TTL here. Here's how you do that. So what you need to do is press the group button right here until you highlight it. Then you press the mode, and that's the soft mode button. It's this one right here. Press it once, it turns it off. Press it again, there's TTL. You see that? It's this mode button right here. This literally... Hey, it worked. Cool, cool. What the... Right? Okay, yeah, it's working all right. It's working. Okay, now another option, and probably an easier option to connect a bunch of different Godox speedlights together would be to get yourself a Godox wireless flash trigger like this X Pro F or this X2T. Now, the problem with the X2T, it's kind of hard to see the screen because it lays flat against the camera. You see, just like that. You have to keep doing this. You got to keep doing this, right? Whereas this one is awesome. It's boom, it's right there. So, and I just prefer the placement of the buttons on this. First, I gotta make sure that this flash is in the slave mode. Press the Z button right here to toggle. There we go, now it's in slave mode. Group A, channel 5 TTL, okay? It's all right there. Now, on to this unit. These buttons right here on this side correspond to the groups. That's group A, B, and so forth. So remember, it's in group A, we know that already. It's already on channel 5. 5. So just like the other unit, these are all turned off if you see those straight lines. So you want to go to the group that you set it to, and you want to activate it. You want to turn it on. So I'm going to go to group A, and you press the mode button right here. Boom. There it is. Now, it's on channel 5 already. So in theory, this should just work. Let's give it a shot. Hey, it worked. I love it when it works. It just works great. I far prefer using this, the X Pro F, than trying to monkey around with different flash units together. I find that this makes for a more reliable controller, and it's just easier. Let's say though that it's not on channel 5. Let's say it's a different channel and you need to change the channel to the correct channel that it is. Simply press and hold down this button right here. Just press and hold it down like this. Press and hold. And then boom, you see that? Then you can rotate this to change the channel. And of course you can add additional flashes that can all be triggered with this controller. Let's add this Godox TT350 now. I'm gonna put it in TTL mode. I'm gonna hold down the sync button. And then what I do is I rotate this dial right here to get to S for slave. It's on channel 5, group A, and I can press the group channel, change it to channel B, just like that. Now if I go back to here, I highlight B, I press mode, and there it sort of activates it. Oh, they did both go off. Awesome. I wanted to at least have this exist as a reference video if you wanted to just get a Godox unit up and running on your camera quickly with a minimum of fuss. If speed lights and how to set them up you think would be helpful to you, please let me know. And like the Capture One series, I will have a series on how to use speed lights, how to set them up, how to use multiple ones, placement, all of that good stuff. I will have links down below to the Godox TT685 and the 350 flash units that you can download because those are actually hard to find. Keep in mind that with the Godox flash units, there are many different ways to accomplish the same task. I showed you sort of one way of doing it. I'm sure you have others. If you're confused by these settings, take your time with it and just know you're not alone. Okay, all right. Well, I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it has, be sure to give it the like and subscribe. And I will see you in another video again very soon. Take care. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna hold it out like this. Hey! Oh, it's not working. God. I don't get it.